If you're with us online, go into your space set up as we're about to get started. All right, welcome back to Pump. Zip. It's week 4. I think it's week 4. We're week 4, right? Then we're definitely week 4. All right, week 4, over halfway through. Nice job. So today for class, equipment on the board, as always, in the top right corner when you come in. If you're online, check the description for the movements and the equipment that you need. If you don't have it, that's okay. I'll give you some alternatives. So movements for today. First one we have is that Turkish Get Up, okay? So we'll be going through that again like we did the last time. I'll be calling out all those movements. I think there's some people that haven't done it yet. We'll do one thing of a Turkish Get Up. I was trying to figure out. Crystal, I'm just trying to take that time, you know. All right, we're going to start on our right for a Turkish Get Up. Weight would be in your right hand. You don't need the weight right now. Roll onto your back. Right hand with the weight goes up above your chest. Kick that left leg out at 45. Left arm out at 90. We're going to hinge up onto that elbow. Keep that low back. Remember, we want to be here. We don't want to be here. So really push those hips forward in that position, okay? Press up onto the hand. From here, we're going to push the hips high. Okay, we're going to take that straight leg and tuck it under and behind our front leg. Perfect. From here, we're going to hinge up to a kneeling position, rotate that back foot, lunge step up to standing, and now we're going to reverse it, okay? Lunge back down onto that same knee, rotate that foot, hinge that hip, kick that back leg through out to that 45, drop back down onto that elbow, roll down onto the floor. Weight comes back to hand, roll to the opposite side. All right, so that's the Turkish Get-Ups. We brought those ones back in today. Get a little bit more work with them. Second time we've done them this session. As it says up there, we're doing it 2 in a row. So remember, that's 4 minutes straight. If you're familiar with it, you've done it a few times, feel free just to follow your own pace. If not, I'll be calling out the movements, doing a little bit slower up front, so feel free just to follow along with me as I'm doing those. If you're at home, feel free to do it just without weight. Okay, and you don't have to use weight in here too. If you're not comfortable, don't use that weight. Next one we got American kettlebell swings. Remember with these ones, that's where you're bringing the weight fully up overhead, okay? When you're doing that, keep those scapulas strong. We don't want those shoulders rolling out and forward away from us, okay? Keep that brace position as you hinge, swing that weight up and overhead. Don't round that low back, load those glutes. And the glutes, the hips, that's what's powering that movement, okay? From the bottom, you're pushing those hips forward, that's what's throwing the weight up, and then you're taking the second half of it with the upper body. Next one we got animal pose, jump through. So we recently did the break dancers, okay? If you want to stay with the break dancers that we did last time, feel free if you want to practice with those, if you know what those are. Otherwise, today we're doing the jump throughs, and we'll do those together real quick. So we're on hands, knees, and feet, just like we were for break dancers, all right? We're braced. I'm going to kick them here. So lift those knees about 1 to 2 inches up off the ground. We're strong and we're braced. I'm going to start by going to the right side, okay? So how this works, you're stepping your right foot up outside of that right hand, lifting that right hand, kicking that leg through, okay? And then doing that flex, that pull back, squeeze the scapula, and then you're reversing it. Pulling that leg back to where it started, hand down, connected, back into that starting position. Left side, left foot comes up, lift that left hand, kick that right foot through, flex that quad, squeeze the scapula together, reverse it, back and under, connect. As you get comfortable, you can start to make, why they're called jump throughs, is you can start to jump, kick, reverse that jump, okay? Feel free to start slowing that. I'll be calling it out as I'm doing that movement if you want to follow along with me. Next movement we got, curl, or row, curl, press, extend, but we're doing 2 in a row, okay? So you're picking a weight, doing a bent over row, bicep curl, shoulder press, tricep extension, reversing it, okay? So we're putting those 4 movements together for 4 minutes straight. Feel free to have a second weight if you start to get tired, if you need to switch up, okay? If you're at home for those kettlebell swings, you're going to be doing burpees, okay? Get some weights. Practicing a very similar movement pattern with that, okay? And for that curl, press, extend, if you don't have the weight to be able to do all this, that's totally fine. You can do T squeezes, okay, into manual bicep curl, tricep extensions, okay? Next movement we have in here is going to be Russian twists. So we don't do this movement a lot in this class just because a lot of times you see it being done wrong all the time. But we're going to do it right. All right, so we're going to find the seated position. Right now we're going to do it without weight. Biggest thing is always, we don't want that low back just pushing out, okay? Low back gets pulled in, shoulder blades stay back and down. Biggest thing when we're doing it, you can stay completely straight and go like this with your arms, okay? So what we want to make sure we're doing is we're turning that torso, okay? Then you can tap the weight. You don't have to tap the weight. You can if you want. It's up to you. But the biggest thing is low back's pulled in, core strong, and we're actively twisting our torso through that movement, okay? As we get tired, you're going to want to go like this, okay? So make sure you're actively twisting through that movement. Next one we got are Flutter Drops. So just like when we do leg drops, low back, press into the floor. We don't want any space between the low back and the ground. That's how you're going to know when you're in control and actively using the core. Same thing with a leg drop. We go down as far as we can control and keep that low back in contact, except for we're doing the little flutters the whole way down and the whole way back up, okay? If at any point that low back pops up off the floor, you lose that connection, you went down too far to what your core can handle, okay? So wherever that point is, stop just before it on the way down and then make your way back up, okay? Any questions? All right, let's get started. Gotta hit it when you have the mic on the wrong setting the whole time. You can't hear me for the intro, and then I turn it on to cough and blow my nose. So it was great. I'm sure that was great. Air squats. Pushing those hips back and down. Knees staying in line with those toes. Marches, driving those knees up. Remember to use a little bit of core for that knee drive. Good job. We're only at about 40-50% just starting out. So don't need to overly push it. In those lunges, weights on that front leg, keeping that glute active, knee in line with that toe. Stay braced. Don't let that heel come up. And that lunge. Nice. Arm circles. Full range of motion. We don't want to twist the torso squared. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Jumping jacks, round 2. Picking up that tempo, moving a little bit quicker.
Girl, I'm about to have a panic.
Be closer to 60, 70% effort. Air squats. Hips back and down, knees in line with those toes. We're moving a bit quicker, but we're controlling that movement, not bouncing at the bottom. Keep those glutes on. Marches. Keep that bracing. Pelvic floor up and in, core strong. Lunges, alternating. You can add that little bit of a twist towards that knee that's in front. You want a little thoracic rotation warm up. Keep those heels down. Arm circles, 4-inch motion. Reverse. Inchworms into those push-ups. Don't round that low back, bend those knees. Get into that position. Take a break, 1 minute. And we're starting the workout. First one of those Turkish Get Ups. All right, remember, if you feel good, you can just go at your own pace if you're familiar with that movement. But remember, this movement's not about speed. You're not necessarily trying to go quick. You're trying to be very controlled with it. Very balanced, very strong. It's not about moving quicker over time. It's about maybe using a little bit more weight over time. Keep that really strong control, strong balance. 15 seconds. And I'll be calling out the movements in front if you want to follow along. In 5, 3, 2, 1, we're up. If you're following along with me, I'm starting on the right. Weights in your right hand, we're gonna roll onto our back. Right hand is up in front. Left leg at 45, left arm at 90. Hinge up onto that elbow. Press up onto that hand. We're gonna lift the hips. High, tuck that straight leg underneath that back one. Knee directly under that hip. Hinge up, rotate that back foot, lunge step up. Nice, we're reversing it. Back down onto that same left knee, rotate that foot, hinge at the hip, kick that leg out in front, to 45. You can readjust down onto the elbow, floor, weight to chest, roll to your left side. The weight's in your left hand, roll back to center, weight up in front. Right arm at 90, right leg at 45. Hinge up onto that elbow. Nice. Keep those hips forward. Press up onto that hand. Hips high. Tucked out straight leg underneath and behind. Hinge to standing. Rotate that back leg. Lunge step up to standing. We're reversing. Back down onto that right leg. Rotate that back foot. Hinge at the hip. Kick that leg forward. Down onto that elbow. Roll back onto the back. Weight to chest. Roll to your right side. Weights in your right hand. Roll back to center. Right arm up. Left arm at 90. Left leg at 45. Hinge up onto that elbow. Press up onto that hand. Lift those hips. Straight leg comes behind underneath the hip. Hinge to standing. Rotate that back leg. Lunge step. Standing. We're reversing it. Back down on that left leg. Rotate that foot. Hinge at the hip. Kick that back leg out in front to seated. Down onto the elbow. Control down to your back. Left side. Weight in your left hand. Roll back to center. Left arm up in front. Right arm at 90. Right leg at 45. Hinge up onto that elbow. Press up onto that hand. Lift those hips. Right knee underneath. Directly underneath that hip. Hinge. Rotate that back leg. Lunge step. Minute, 10 seconds left. We're reversing it. Back down onto that right knee. Rotate that foot. Hinge at that hip. Kick that right leg forward. Down onto the elbow. Control it. Down to the ground, over to your right side. Weight in your right hand. Roll back to center. Weights up in front. Left arm at 90. Left leg at 45. Hinge up onto that hip. Press up onto that hand. Lift those hips up. Tuck that front leg underneath, knee under hip. Hinge. Rotate that back leg. Lunge step. Nice. Going back down. 20 seconds left. Down onto that knee. Rotate that back foot. Hinge at that hip. Kick that back leg out in front. Down onto your elbow. Down to your back. Weight to center. 10 seconds left. If you're in one, go ahead and finish it. But take a break. As you finish the set you're on. Nice work, y'all. That's a tough movement. Takes a lot of technical ability, a lot of coordination. If you felt a little confused or lost, that's totally normal. That's totally fine. We'll keep bringing it back. All right, so animal pose jump through. It can be hard with the mat sometimes. So if you want to get the mat out of the way, you don't need it for either movement. Sometimes it turns, it slips, it gets stuck on your foot. It's up to you. You can keep it if you want it. I'm going to get rid of mine. All right, American kettlebell swings. Powering from the lower body, lifting the upper body to go fully overhead. And then absorb that impact back and down into those glutes, all right? In 5, 3, 2, 1, American kettlebell swings. Let's go. Stay braced. Don't lose that bracing. Don't let those knees cave in. Keep them in line with those toes. Power from those hips. Good job. Stay with it. Stay with it. If you want to follow along, I'll be going through them in the front. I'm starting to my left. Left foot up to left foot. Lift that left arm, kick that right leg through. Flex, flex, reverse it. Knee back under, hand down, foot back to the right. Right foot comes up to the right hand. Lift that right hand, kick that left leg through, and flex. Reverse it. Foot back under, hand down, foot back to center. Left foot up to hand. Lift that left hand, kick through, reverse it. Kettlebell swings. Jumpthroughs. All right, I'm starting to my left. Left foot up, left hand. Lift that left hand. Kick that right leg through. Reverse it. Right leg back down. Left hand down. Left leg back. Right foot steps up to right hand. Lift that right hand. Kick that left leg through. And reverse it. Left foot up to left hand. Lift that left hand, kick that right leg through, reverse it. Nice. Kettlebells. Let's go, y'all. Stay braced. Full body, not just the upper, not just the lower. Really power those hips forward. Jumpthroughs. We're down. Stepping that left foot up, left hand. Lift that left hand, kick that right foot through. Reverse it. Right foot up to right hand. Lift that right hand, kick that left leg through, reverse it. Left foot up to left hand, lift that left hand, kick that right leg through, reverse it. Take a break. Do we have one more? All right, kettlebell swings, let's go. We got it. Those glutes should be on the whole time. Don't let those heels come up. Nice. Jumpthroughs. Last one. Nice job, y'all. Let's go. Job. Stay with it, stay with it. Take a break. Woo. Gotta love those jumpthroughs. All right, next movement. Full upper body chain. Row, curl, press, extend. Feel free if you want to grab yourself a couple different weights, a heavy, maybe one a little bit lighter. So if you start to get too tired, you can switch that up. 15 seconds, and we're starting. Remember that row, pulling from the back, not the arms. Think of the elbows doing that lift. 5, 3, 2, 1, let's go. We got 4 minutes straight. It's not about moving fast. about control. Make sure those muscles. So do a row. Come up, bicep curl, shoulder press, tricep extension. That tricep one hurts the elbows. Maybe lower that weight a little bit. Row, up, bicep curl, shoulder press, come back. Row, up, nice shot, bicep curl, shoulder press, stay braced that whole time. Nice job. Down into that row, we're up, bicep curl, shoulder press, tricep extension. Nice. Really think about what muscle you're trying to work on each movement. And where are you feeling? That flex, that stretch. Don't lose that bracing, whatever you do. Remember, 100% quality here. If your form starts breaking down, lower that weight. Don't round that low back. Neutral spine. Nice job. Start to settle in. We're about halfway through. If you need to adjust that weight, go for it. Nice job. Or if you're starting to feel more comfortable with that movement, you can increase that weight. Scapula, stay strong. Stay braced. Is your weight even from your left foot to your right foot? Are you shifting your weight every time as you get tired? Pay attention. Good job. Find your tempo. Try to maintain that tempo. Last minute. Let's go. You got this. If you feel good, pick up that tempo a little bit. If you're struggling, keep it the same or slow it down. Nice. Stay with it. Last 10 seconds, get one more. Take a break. Nice, y'all. It's not an easy one. All right, it's core time. Feel free to grab that mat. "20 seconds with those Russian twists. You don't have to use weight, remember. But the biggest thing, one, don't round out that low back. Keep that low back pulled in, okay? Shoulder blades stay back and down. That chest is gonna be lifted up. Rotate the torso, okay? Really stay braced, strong through the core. In 5, 3, 2, 1, Russian twist, let's go. Low back pulled in, shoulder blade, nice. Don't let those shoulders round forward. You don't have to get the weight down. You're just working on twisting that torso, controlling it. If it's hard, what you can keep the weight directly in front of your chest. Don't let that weight move away. That's the amount of twist you have through your torso. Start to train that movement. Once you can maintain it, you can move that weight a little bit more if you want. Keep that form. All right, leg flutter drops. On our back, low back press into the floor. Legs up, you're fluttering them as you drop them down. As far as you can keep that low back in contact with the ground, and then you're bringing them back up. Pelvic floor up and in. Let's go, let's go. Russian twist. You felt pretty good that first time, grab a weight. All the same things. Pull that low back in, shoulder blades back and down. Leg flutters on our back. Good job. Keep that low back pressed into the floor. Small flutters from the top down as far as you can control. And then back up. Russian twist. Nice job. Really keep that bracing. If you're feeling your hip flexors take over a ton, really make sure you're keeping that core up and then keeping that core control. Or get rid of the weight. It might be too high of an intensity with that Russian twist. Don't round that low back. Check it. Leg flutter drops. If your hip flexors are dying, feel free to come here and do that bird dog, okay? You'll have one that's a little bit of rest. If you're feeling a lot of hip flexor, keep those hips squared, shoulders squared. Don't let that torso twist. Pelvic floor up and in. That core stays strong. Good job. Russian twist. You got this, y'all. If you're finding it hard to keep that control, just hold the boat pose. Low back pulled in, shoulder blades back down, chest up. Keep that position. Get rid of that twist. Pelvic floor up and in, core strong. Good job. Flutter drops or that bird dog. Take a break. Woo. Nice job, y'all. My peeps at home. Nice work today. Nice job. Nice job, y'all. Nice job. Nice job, Marilyn. Nice job, Mohammed. Nice work. Nice job, please. We'll do a second. Nice job, Matthew. Nice work. Nice work. as you're cleaning up, we'll help out facilities. If you notice any black streaks on the ground from weights, shoes, anything like that, we'll clean those up. And as you're cleaning up, starting to slow that breathing down. Whenever you're ready, we're going to start with those deeper breaths. Inhaling through the nose on the way up. Exhaling through the mouth on the way down. Starting to find your own breathing rate here. Don't have to follow me. Don't have to follow your neighbor. And on that inhale, remember, breathe down into the belly. Don't breathe into the chest. Traps the shoulders. On that next exhale, go and pull that arm across. Through all these stretches, keeping that slight brace posture, keeping those breaths, trying to stretch a little further on each exhale. Go and release and switch the opposite side. Release, pull the arm behind for that tricep stretch. On a no good spot, put that back arm and put it in between the scapula, between the shoulder blades. You find yourself ever dropping forward through this one, be sure to stand up tall. Shoulder blades back and down, up and open through the foot. You ready to go and release and switch. Find yourself shrugging those shoulders, just like with the previous stretch. Let them relax. And drop them. When you're ready, go and release. Hands come behind the back. Interlock those fingers. Shoulder blades back and down, chest up and open. We're going to roll your head in there. You find a spot that's really tight. Feel free to stay there and breathe through it. Exhale, dropping down into that full floor squat, working on keeping those heels down, knees in line with those toes. Can't quite get those heels down all the way, that's okay. Keep that weight on those hands a little bit. And in time, work yourself a little bit deeper into that stretch. If you have those heels down, feel free to put the elbows to the inside of the knees, palms together. Press them down, open up those hips, increase that inner thigh stretch. A little movement and stretch. Listen to what you need. It's always good to try to hit a full floor squat once every day. When you're ready, go and drop it down onto the mat. Into the hands, knees, and feet. Hips staying above the knees. Dropping that chest to the floor for that puppy pose. Arms stretch out in front. Chest drops down towards the mat. If you want an increased tricep and lat stretch, you can bend the arms back behind the head. extend forward. We're gonna come down onto the belly, onto the mat. Elbows come underneath the shoulders. You wanna give your hips a little wiggle, kind of help you shut off your glutes. We don't want the lower body activating here. And we're just gonna lift all into that Sphinx pose. And breathe in through the nose, down into the belly, out through the mouth. If you find your glutes taking over, go and lower yourself back down. And help them shut off again, relax them. And slowly press yourself up. And breathe. As your torso relaxes, you can come a little bit higher into that stretch as it's comfortable. On your next exhale, go and lower yourself down onto the mat. We're going to extend that left arm out to the side. Right hand's going to come underneath the shoulder. And we're going to lift that right ankle up over the top, around to the opposite side. Stretching that shoulder, chest, torso, quad. Remember to breathe. Go and roll it back to the center. And we're going to switch the opposite side. Opposite arm goes out at 90. Opposite hand goes underneath the shoulder. We're lifting that left ankle, foot up over the top. Remember to breathe. Back to center. We're going to press ourselves back up onto our hands, knees, and feet. And on the inhale, we're going to lift the right arm, rotate the torso up. On that exhale, we're going to bring that right arm through underneath the opposite arm, dropping down onto the shoulder. So that torso forward and back stretch. Pressing back up, rotating the arm back up. On the inhale and exhale, it's the center. Inhaling on the opposite side. Inhaling that left arm up, twisting it open. On that exhale, swooping the arm through underneath the torso, dropping down onto that shoulder. Inhale back and twist up and open. On that exhale, dropping back down the hands, knees, and feet. And go and lift into plank and press into downward dog. And then start, if you want, you can pedal out those feet, pressing the chest towards the quads, keeping that low back pulled in. And as you're ready, go and walk those hands into those feet, low back up to stand. We're running out of time, but if you'd like to stay and continue to stretch, feel free. These stretches aren't exhaustive, but we're going to finish with those breaths. Last 3 breaths is a thank you for showing up for yourself. Bring yourself a workout, a little bit of movement. Nice job today, everybody. Great work. As always, I say it every time, it doesn't make it any less important. Get a good solid dinner, drink lots of water tonight, and at least 6 hours of sleep. If you're with us online, thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you just want updated of when class goes live. With that, thank you so much. Have a nice night.